Hello everyone. It's Stamp Adventures with Shauna, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. Welcome to my Tuesday tutorial on a Wednesday night. And tonight I'm going to be sharing some ideas for coloring coneflowers. I think, if I got this right, I think that in this Nature's Harvest stamp set that these are coneflowers here. And I've been playing around with some colors and I'm excited to show you what I've come up with. So I'll just be sharing that with you in a few minutes. And I'm just going to get linked up here on my iPad so that if there are some comments coming through, I can greet you and say hello. Hi Sue. Yes. Oh, I love the coneflower too. It's yeah, it's so pretty, and I've been blending some of the colors and having lots of fun with that. Now, I can't believe it's September. Oy, 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 which means we're halfway through Celebration 2.0. It started at the beginning of August, and it's got one more month until the end of September. So I just can't believe that that's where we're at already, but it is. And I'm kind of getting ready here for my class next week. I'm going to be doing a class, and you can take it just a la carte as an individual class, or you can take it as a club member, and we're going to be using the Nature's Harvest bundle. So yeah, I'm starting to work on that, and yeah, getting ready for club and fall and all those kinds of things. Last week when I did a video with you, I did some blending with the blending brushes, and we did it in strips like that. And I showed you one way of starting at one color and then, starting with one color and changing as you moved up the strip, and then just random little spots of color. And yeah, those were using the blending brushes. On this card here, well, actually both cards used the Quiet Meadow bundle. One was the stamp from the Quiet Meadow bundle, and one was the die from the Quiet Meadow bundle. And they both use greetings from that same bundle. And then I tried using just some different ribbon on them. But there's one more card that I made, and I'm going to show that to you when I tilt my camera down. And I use that as the jumping off point for what I'll be sharing with you tonight. So welcome to those who have just hopped on. I'm going to switch the camera around now so we can get started. Ooh, I forgot to tell you. Let's see, it is September 1st, Wednesday, because, well, last night it was supposed to be book club. That ended up getting canceled. There was a little, just didn't work out. But I had already told you that my video was canceled, so that's why I'm just sticking with Wednesday night for this week. But yeah, it is September 1st, and a weather word. I didn't share my weather word today. It was pleasant. It's a little breezy out there, but I think we hit about 21 degrees Celsius today, so it was quite nice. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. It was just a pleasant day, and I'm ready to continue on more here with one of my favorite things to do on a pleasant day, which is stamp. So here we go. All right, I'm going to use my magic finger to cover up the lens here so I can turn the camera around. We're high tech in this house. Yeah, really high tech. Whoops. I don't know if you heard that little bump and click and clackety clack. That's my earbuds that I plug in. And I was just saying to my son that I think I want to get the wireless ones so that it's just easier. I don't have to be switching back and forth and plugging it in. And yeah, because the earbuds, well, I don't use them so much to hear for these videos, but they have a built-in microphone and it helps with the sound and makes it just more consistent. So say hello if you're watching us tonight, and tell us where you're from, or if you saw hail the other night, because boy, oh boy, did we have a barn burner of a storm here. Yeah, it was pretty scary, and I mean, yeah, some of our plants and vegetables took a beating again with the hail, but we got, I think a lot of people got the alert to watch for tornadoes, and when my phone went off, I just jumped. That was quite the excitement. Now, I didn't do a very good job of printing off this picture, this funny, with my, I'm still figuring out my new printer and the ins and outs with that, but the book here says everything you need to know about starting a book club. And when she opens it up, there we go. Right inside, embedded in the book, is a bottle of wine and a corkscrew. And believe me, we had the wine all picked out last night, and then, yeah, things just didn't work out. We've had, just a few different things going on with our book club gals, so we're hoping we'll be able to get together again another night, and thankfully the wine will save. The strawberries that I bought, the strawberries, we're trying to eat them because they're nice and ripe, and they won't save. So I'm happy about that. I get to eat lots of strawberries, but the wine will save. Okay, so I said that last week there was one more card that I did that was blending with the blending brushes. And that's this one here. And I didn't really do it. I didn't do the demonstration right on camera, but I showed you in the July through December mini catalog. Oh no, or was it? No, it was actually the annual catalog that I showed you this example of how you can take a torn piece of paper and create a mask to cover up the white parts, and then go in with the blending brushes. And I don't know where my husband and I got this notepad. That he works a little bit in stationery products, so we sometimes get some really good like samples and things. But oh yeah, okay, this is Post-it brand, and it's a sticky notepad that's like 4 inches wide by 6 inches long. And this, if you ever see these out and about, these work really well for this technique. Because I just took one of these and I tore it down the middle, and I wasn't, too careful about it. The more jagged it is, the more interesting to create the edge of your sponged pattern or your blended pattern. And then with a little bit of sticky on the top, I partly put the sticky on the white cardstock, and then the rest of the sticky went down onto the background piece. Of course, this wouldn't have been mounted when I was doing the blending brushes. That wouldn't have been mounted onto the card base yet. But the stickiness of this note sheet is just wide enough that it can hold both. It can hold the white cardstock that you want to blend on, and it can hold onto your background, your grid paper, or whatever you're working on. And then you can go in and blend with the brushes. In this instance, I blended with Calypso Coral and Crumb Cake and Bumblebee, and I just did those in various spots in that gap there. And then, yeah, I pulled the sheets off and I stamped with the black Memento ink, the Tuxedo black ink. I stamped the Coneflowers. And then I proceeded to do some coloring. And then this is what got me started. I just really, really enjoyed coloring these flowers. And then I started looking on the internet to see, well, what other colors can coneflowers be? And there are quite a few varieties. So for this card, I'll share with you the colors that I used for the petals. I did a couple of stripes, or maybe one stripe of the dark Calypso Coral, and then I went back and blended with the light Calypso Coral. So I don't know how well that's showing up for you, but there are, in each little petal, there's a bit of a dark stripe in the middle, and yeah, I did a little bit of dark here and there on the smaller flowers as well. I think I might have used the bronze Stampin' Blend to color the centers of the coneflowers. And I thought, oh yeah, they would be all, you know, kind of that bronzy brown color. But then I pulled out, or I looked up on the internet, and I started looking at coneflowers, and here are some other fun colors that I found. I think this one's pretty standard, these purpley ones. Now, when I tried to create a purple coneflower, I don't know if I was as successful as I wanted to be. These are quite light, and they're a little bit of a redishy purple towards the center, and then the yellow in the very center. And so here's my attempt at the purplish. Just in case you're wondering what purple this is the light and dark Highland Heather. And I believe for the center, either I used, dark pumpkin pie. Yeah, I think I used the dark pumpkin pie in the center, just to kind of get that orangey, yellowy, orangey brown look, because there's a really interesting gradation of color, because there's sort of pricklies on, well, that's like it's like a pine cone almost in the middle. So yeah, you can see that the Highland Heather is just a little bit more of a bluey purple, but they were fun to do. My foliage here I colored with the Sage Succulent Dark and Light. So yeah, so that was my first attempt. And I thought, well, that was okay, but I'm up for a bit more of a challenge. So then I found this picture of coneflowers. I didn't bother doing sort of these whitish, yellowish white ones, because I was looking at the colors, the saturated colors in these ones. So I attempted to do something like this, and here's what I ended up with: the pink. They're almost fuchsia. The colors that I used for this, for the petals, is the dark Magenta Madness and the light Magenta Madness. And for this little conish center part, when I looked at it here in the picture, it did seem to have a little bit of an orangish hue to it. So I decided to go with the dark Cajun Craze. And I thought that worked out really well. It really captured the brilliance of the flowers and then the orangish of the center. And I think I even, yes I did, I even took just a little bit of the Cajun Craze just at the very top of the petals too. Just, you know, kind of made like a little collar, just hardly a touch of it, so that there was a little bit of extra blending. And then the next color I would have used would be the dark Magenta Madness. I did a little bit of the dark, and then I finally went in to do the rest of the petals with the light, and kind of went all over with the light to blend them all together. That's the thing with the Stampin' Blends. You don't want to well, sometimes you want to color a separate spot here and a separate spot there, but if you're trying to get the gradations of color, you want to take the lightest one and go over and do a wash, so that you get the blending action happening. So this was fun. I really enjoyed this bright fuchsia color with this combination. Now I should show you, in case you're wondering, where some of the other parts of this card came from. The Nature's Harvest bundle, which is pictured here, has a few other
items in the entire suite. And so I used a lot of these brushed metallic adhesive backed dots for some accents on my cards. Here I used the ones that, well, they were kind of like the soft suede background here. Trying to decide what kind of a metallic look that is. I was going to say brass, but no, I don't think that they're bright and yellowish enough to be brass. There's something else, and I'm not sure what metallic that is. Maybe some of you who are watching might know if soft suede were metallicized, what would that kind of metal be? But that's kind of what they remind me of, is the soft suede. And then the paper here that I used is from this lovely paper that also comes or is also featured with the suite. And there's a little sample of it just in this corner here. And somebody said at my team meeting the other night, they said, "Oh, isn't this nice paper? It's like pussy willows." And I said, "Well, yeah, it could be pussy willows. But then this is the Harvest Meadow Suite. I wonder if it's supposed to be like bits of snow on the tree." We're like, pussy willows are just so much more optimistic, right, than snow. So anyways, that's where that paper came from. And then I had some of the in color ribbon from last year and matted the paper with the magenta, with a magenta matte. And to be honest, I do not use my Magenta Madness all that much. Like, it's a really bright color, and I'm not all that drawn to it, but it was kind of fun to pair it with the soft suede and create this card. So let's show you my next color combination, because let's see, where are things going here? I was trying to, there we go, move this out of the road. I was really excited to try and create this kind of coneflower that's got that burnt orange, orangey red tone to it. And this picture here doesn't really do it justice. It's so much, it was so much more crisp and vibrant when I saw it on my iPad. And so this is what I came up with. It's maybe a little bit more red than what's shown here. But to create this, I used the dark and light Poppy Parade, because they're sort of on the orangey red side. And I feel like I could have used a little bit more of an orange color on the tips of the flowers. And then, I think I probably used the dark Cajun Craze again for the cone-ish center part. And you know, I've got, what color is this? I've got a few extra of these. Oh, this was from the light and dark Calypso Coral from this first card that I showed you. And I'm just wondering, I don't know if this would work or not, but if I just took and added a little bit of an orangey, I might be able to add that, well, I don't know, might be too much dark Poppy Parade in there to, but I think, yeah, oh, yeah, I think that's starting to do it. It is lightening it up just a little bit, or oranging-ish it up a little bit, and that's creating a little bit more of what's happening in this picture here. So there we go, light and dark Poppy Parade, and some light Calypso Coral on the tips. Oh yeah, I'm really starting to get more of the changes in the colors there with that. So that's a really nice combination. And again, I wouldn't have thought of doing coneflowers with Poppy Parade, but it is really a thing. And I didn't have like a Poppy Parade ribbon, so I took some white twine and I colored my white twine with the Poppy Parade Stampin Blends, so then I'd have an accent to go with the card. And then some more of those metallic, brushed metallic adhesive back dots. All right, which card am I going to show you next? Oh, this card. This one was fun. I don't have a picture of necessarily these of a coneflower that's these colors, but I just really enjoyed working with this particular shade of blends. So I put, I think it was the dark Calypso Coral, if I can find it. Yeah, I took and did a little stripe of dark Calypso Coral through the center of each petal, just here and there. Not a lot, not like I was coloring the whole thing, just a little bit of an accent stripe. And then I started in with my dark Mango Melody. That's what it is. The dark Mango Melody Stampin' Blends marker. And then I added a little bit of the light Mango Melody at the tips. And I think I used Crumb Cake in the center of the coneflowers there. So that was fun. I really liked how when you colored over that little bit of the dark Calypso Coral, it blended the oranges and the yellows together. Mind you, Mango Melody is one of those colors it's hard to know if it's an orange or if it's a yellow. But that was a really fun combination. And here's another card using that same color combination, just with the paper turned over to the other side. So here it is with the Pussy Willows / snow. And then here's again with the other side with these fun mosaics. And I pulled in some of the trim. Let's see, what do they call this in the catalog? It's the Diamond Weave ribbon, and that's featured with the suite, with Harvest Meadow Suite. So, all right, so now I'm getting to my very favorite coneflower in all the pictures, and this is the one that I posted about 30 minutes ago on my page, and I just love this. And I'm going to try and recreate this for you right now. It's not going to be as beautiful as the picture, but I'm going to do my best to try and bring those colors out. I've already pre-stamped the coneflower image here, and I should probably put scrap paper underneath so that, there we go. So my Stampin' Blends aren't bleeding through. And oh man, I used a lot of colors. Well, the green, I can take that out right away. There's the soften, the dark and light, what is it? Soft succulent. Did I call it sage succulent last time? It's soft succulent. But, okay. For the center of this flower, to me, it almost looks like it's burgundy. It's got this really deep, dark center. And so I started with the dark Blackberry Bliss to do the center of my flowers. If you are one of these people that like to, or not just like to, but maybe just enjoy sitting and coloring, these coneflowers are definitely fun ones to do because yeah, you can just try so many different color combinations with them. So I already feel like my blood pressure is going down as soon as I took the cap off the marker. Okay, so that's dark Blackberry Bliss. And then the next thing I was going for is I was trying to get this pink around the center. So I grabbed my dark polished pink Stampin' Blend. And I did right up along the centers of the petals. And then on a few of the petals, like maybe every second petal, something like that, I pulled that color down just a bit. So here I'll do that again. Do it right close to the center, and then every second. Now this one, the petals aren't nicely lined up. They're kind of all going in different directions, probably like it would really be in nature, but there, just pull a little bit of that pink down. And then this one, I'm just going to put a very tiny tip of pink there. Okay. And now what I'm working on next here is I've got dark pumpkin pie and light pumpkin pie. So this is what I've done so far. Okay, and I did find when I colored over the pink, because I wanted these colors to kind of blend, it kind of made the pink sort of go reddish, but not fully. It's just, it changes it to a reddish pink, I guess. So I'm gonna pull, you can color in little circles, or you can just color in lines and kind of blend the colors together, and you're allowed to go over top of one another to create that blended look. So I'll add a little bit of the dark pumpkin pie here as well. And here too. And then now I'm going to go in with the light pumpkin pie, and there, you know, I'm just thinking I could maybe even do one more layer of color. If I go in with the light pumpkin pie here, I could still bring in Mango Melody at the tip of it and really get some interesting color going. And now I'm going to go back and blend over top of the pink again a little bit. I'm going to try and keep the very inner parts of the petals more of a true pink like they are in this color here. And I'm sorry, my coloring is probably not easy to see because I'm a little bit far from the camera. I don't have one of those stands that are easy to adjust up and down, and so we'll just go with this. We'll go with, like I said, I'm not a high-tech girl. Okay. What the heck? I'm gonna try adding that Mango Melody at the tip. So that was the light pumpkin pie, and this is the light Mango Melody. Let's see what happens. I can always go over it with the pumpkin pie if I want to in the end. Here we go. Oh, that makes it really, that adds a lot of different color to it. It's a little bit more yellow than what's in the picture here. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but in the end here, I'll pull out my other sample that I did, and you can compare the two and see which you like. The mango, ooh, you really get more of a interesting blending of colors there. That is kind of fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's with the colors I just did now. I feel like this pink here didn't get blended very well with the other colors. I could probably go back and if you feel like you see a straight line in there, you can go over with a lighter color, maybe color in some little circles and try and blend it a little bit more. And you can see like these do bleed through, so it's good to have something underneath. But okay, can I reach the card here? Here's a finished card that I did pretty much with those colors, but I did not use the mango at the very tip to make it really looking yellow. I just stuck with the polished pink around the center, and then the dark pumpkin pie and the light pumpkin pie. And this is what I ended up with. So this was my inspiration for coloring tonight, and it was lots of fun. Like I said, if you're a coloring person, the coneflower is just fabulous to work with. I'm not really sure what other kind of flowers these ones are, and maybe someone out there recognizes them. I don't know. No, I was going to say they're thistly, but they're not thistly. But they've sure got some interesting interesting texture on the foliage on the stem. So next time I'm out wandering around on the prairie, that's what I wasn't on the prairie, I was on a path that was right beside the prairie. I'll have to look if I can see something like that. Mind you, Stampin' Up!, now that it's in markets all around, many places around the globe, they pull in flowers from other markets that we may not have here in North America. So this could very well be something from, say, Australia or New Zealand. And I should see if I could look it up and find out what that is. But if any of you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear what you think it is. So, yeah. Coneflower coloring, that was my fun for tonight, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a lot of the different color combinations. Here, I'll show them to you again. There's a little bit of everything going on here, and if you decide that you really like the look of this Nature's Harvest stamp set and you'd like to try playing with it more, next week for my class, my September class of the month, we're going to be making 4 different projects with the Nature's Harvest stamp set. And Friday is my deadline. It's the deadline that I've set to sign up for the class, because then on the weekend I will be cutting all the papers for people to make the projects. If you're in the Moose Jaw area, I will be having an in-person class Wednesday night and Thursday afternoon. And I think we're going to just stick with masks for now to be safe. You can come and wear a mask and make the projects. They will not be these ones. They'll be different projects. If you don't want to come in person, you're not comfortable coming in person, you can still get the project pieces. And if you order the Nature's Harvest stamp set, you'll be able to make the projects at home and use your own inks and whatnot to create those. So keep that in mind. Be in touch with me by Friday if that's something that you're interested in. And thanks so much for joining me on my Coneflower color celebration. And I hope you have a very good rest of the week. And we'll talk to you another time. Bye for now.